How to handle missing heirs. Hey guys, it's Brad from ProbateResource.com. At ProbateResource.com, we're a real estate solutions company specializing in the world of probate and inheritance properties. We buy properties for cash all over the US, and we also have a fantastic network of real estate agents that we work with all over the country that can help you get your property listed and sold if you choose to go the traditional fashion and list the property. All right, so today let's talk about missing heirs. So sometimes there will be cases where an heir to an estate property or an overall estate is actually missing. Sometimes families lose touch with an heir for one reason or another, and you actually have to try to make an effort to attempt to find that person in order to properly probate the estate. Sometimes, in many cases, for example, we had a case years ago where this lady, her sister, had unfortunately gotten into drug addiction and ended up homeless, and they ultimately kicked her out just because of the drug addiction and all the things, and she disappeared. In order to complete the probate court required her to make an effort to attempt to find that heir. So obviously this is all dependent on the state in which you live because the rules are slightly different from state to state. As we always do, I would highly suggest that you consult with a probate attorney if you're dealing with a complicated case like this where there are missing heirs. You want to make sure that you're doing this properly. If you need a referral to a great probate attorney, we work with probate attorneys all over the country, and we have a select list of probate attorneys we'd be happy to refer you to if you need a referral to an attorney. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit more. So someone's missing. You can't sort of proceed to step 2 in the probate process until you attempt to reach this person. So what do you do? Well, in many cases, you have to make a reasonable attempt. And basically, you're going to have to usually try to reach them by certified mail. In most cases, most probate courts are going to want you to utilize certified mail in order to attempt to find these people. There are people finding services. Most attorneys have access to a software called LexisNexis, which is sort of a computer program or whatever that allows you to find people. LexisNexis is very difficult to obtain a subscription to. I used to use it when I was a fraud investigator back in corporate America. We used it to help find people. And a lot of attorneys and private investigators have access to this, but LexisNexis doesn't give access to this data out to just any person. I mean, it's a pretty serious process to go about getting access to this, and they're very restrictive about who has access to it, and rightfully so, because this is a very powerful tool and has lots of personal data on a lot of people. So many attorneys' offices will have this software, a subscription to this. They do allow attorneys' offices to have access to this. And basically, you're going to utilize this and identify the last known addresses of this particular individual. Maybe they were at an extended stay motel. Maybe they were living with a friend or whatever. And sometimes there is a paper trail that would identify where this person might be. So you have to make a reasonable attempt to serve them. Sometimes you'll have to actually also hire a process server, which is a person who basically just serves people lawsuits. Sometimes it's by certified mail. Again, it depends on your state, so don't take what I say as gospel. I'm just giving you sort of ideas here. And you will have to make a reasonable attempt at locating this person, sending them letters, sending a process server, and generally, again, depending on the state, there might be a certain number, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times over the span of a certain time period where you have to attempt to try to reach this person. And after a certain amount of time, if you can't reach this person, many times the probate courts will allow you to proceed to the next step because you did make a reasonable attempt at trying to find this person. Sometimes they may also require you to keep that heir's percentage of the estate in the estate account for a certain amount of time. They may require you to put it into a trust account. Again, the rules vary. So like I said, consult a probate attorney about this. Don't try to do this particular thing by yourself. If there are missing heirs, this is a more complicated probate situation, and you should really have an attorney help you out with this. In those cases, that attorney is going to try to make an attempt to reach them. You're going to have to keep that money in the estate account. You can't disperse it out. And basically, you got to kind of hold on that money for a certain period of time, make additional attempts to try to reach this person. Sometimes it may be worth it to actually hire a private investigator. I've hired private investigators to find people before, especially if we're trying to purchase a house. Many times it's an estate situation where maybe someone's dead. It only costs, a few $100s to hire a private investigator, and they have tools and resources at their disposal to help them find people. So like I said, I've done that before in the past, hired a PI to try to find somebody. We actually had a property many years ago that was vacant, had been vacant for a number of years, doing people searches. It was evident that this person didn't have any heirs that anyone knew of. And we were really just trying to find this person because the house was about to get sold at a tax auction. Nobody knew where this person was, and we're just trying to find this person. So hiring a PI sometimes might be worth it. It costs money, right? It's a few $100s. But like I said earlier in the video, making a reasonable attempt via certified mail or process server, and obviously that costs money to do that, or ways to help identify and locate these missing heirs to notify them of the probate. Also, when you publish this notice to creditors, and sometimes there's a notice of probate filing or a petition of probate, depending on what state you're in and the rules there are, that's also sort of that notification out there to the general public that this is happening. And that generally has to run for a certain period of time to allow those people to come forward. And after that period of time has passed, then the probated court will allow you to proceed to the next steps. So I hope that helps you out a little bit. Guys, if you have a property that you're looking to sell, you want a fast cash offer, you just don't want to mess with it, you want to sell it as is. We actually buy properties all the time with just all the junk in it. We actually just got one under contract yesterday where one of the heirs lives in Cancun, Mexico, and the other one sort of lives locally to the property, and two brothers inherited it from their parents. They actually had multiple properties, and there was some stuff still left in the house, and they just didn't want to mess with it. The house needed a little bit of work. They really didn't have the time or the patience to get the house ready to sell. They just wanted a quick cash offer. They just wanted the property done. They didn't want to mess with listing it with a real estate agent, cleaning the house out, cleaning it up, blah, 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 all the things. So we said, hey, we'll buy it as is. So we're buying it with all the stuff in it. We're buying it completely as is. They don't have to fix a thing. And we actually do that all the time. So if you're interested in getting a cash offer on your property, we'd be happy to make you a cash offer. Or if you do feel like you want to clean it out, you want to spruce it up, you want to list it on the property with a real estate agent the old-fashioned way, like I said earlier in the video, we have a fantastic network of real estate agents that we work with all over the country that are probate and inheritance specialists. That's what they do. They understand the process. We'd be happy to get you in touch with one of our agents that we work with regularly, and they can help you get your property sold in your specific market. So thanks for checking out this video today. I am Brad from probateresource.com. If you're interested in working together, go to probateresource.com. You can click on the link below in the description. There's also a phone number there on the website. You can call that phone number. We'd be happy to chat with you about your specific situation and point you in the right direction. So thanks again for watching this video. I'm Brad. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.